Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Alan Kovitz. Alan is a corporate coach and CEO at Elevations Unlimited. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Alan Kovitz. Alan, welcome.
Thank you so much, Siddique. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time together. Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who are you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Well, I tell you, I was in a hospital, New York City, about to have a major surgery. Now surrounded by my first wife and my mother, and it was literally after the surgery when I spent 10 months in bed um, that inspired me to do what I do today. At that time, it was before cable television. I was allowed out of bed once a day to go to the bathroom, and laying in bed without a TV, I thought about my life. And what I did was create the perfect template for me running my life. And I've been living that template ever since, many decades ago. And what I do now, I feel like I'm giving back to my clients by giving them that template without them having to go through the pain and the suffering that I went through for 10 months. That's why I do what I do today.
That's amazing, very impressive. So, based on your experience, what are the top three reasons why do people fail?
I think it's out of fear. That's one reason. So they're afraid to get out of their own way. Two, they don't ever make the attempt to look within themselves for the answer. They look and seek it elsewhere. So once people do look within themselves, they find a truer feeling of who they are. And the last but not least is they don't plan. They don't create goals and they don't plan for what they want to achieve. Those are the top three reasons.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
I think my greatest failure story was literally moving from a place that spoke to me. I lived in the mountains in Pennsylvania, and I did take a job that brought me here to Delaware, believe it or not. And although it might not seem like a failure, because great things have happened since I've been in Delaware, um, although Delaware is a lovely place to live, it doesn't speak to me like the mountains speak to me. So how am I going to recover from it? I am presently looking for a place to buy in the mountains.
What are your top three success secrets that others can model from?
I think the first one is make a decision to do the right thing for you. The second is to figure out what your values are. That's why I wrote a book of values. Found out what's deep inside of you that means a lot to you. And the other is, again, to have a vision for your own life, not just for your business, for your life, and then live that vision.
Can we see the book?
You certainly can. Be my pleasure.
Ah, wow, great. There's a big template on the cover.
Thank you. That it is.
Yeah.
That it is.
What motivates you within?
You know, since that time in the hospital and since I got on my feet before the hospital, Siddique, I was told that I probably would be able to walk again, but I'd always walk with a limp. And what motivates me is what I went through to make sure that I don't walk with a limp. I played hockey another 30 years after that. I'm still in great physical shape. So what motivates me is popping out of bed every morning and realizing and being thankful for making that decision to take my life into my own control. That's what motivates me. And to give back that template that I lived.
What is your company's motto?
We accelerate entrepreneurial success.
I love it. Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is an entrepreneur. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean someone who's by themselves, a solopreneur. It's someone with the mindset of risk taking, strong vision for knowing what they want, perhaps not being able to get there, but they're never satisfied. They're always reaching for something more. That's my ideal client. But primarily people that can laugh easily, they can have fun, and they're risk takers. Those are my people.
How do you find your ideal client?
I've found my ideal clients over the years, Siddique, from networking. I've been involved with the Chamber of Commerce here in Delaware. That's a 5-star Chamber of Commerce, very powerful. Delaware is a small state, but it's, obviously the President of the United States comes from Delaware. But more importantly, there are less than 1 million people. So you get to be known, especially if you put yourself out there like I did as chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, where people knew who I was. So did a lot of networking through the air base that's located here in Dover, Delaware, through the government, the seat of government, and through private industry. So those 3 pillars have brought me my ideal clients over the years. And now I work almost strictly on referrals.
How do you engage your ideal client?
It all starts with a mutual evaluation. What I mean by that is I have to sit down with someone. Now it can be over the phone or over a Zoom or over this platform, but my preference is face-to-face, where I get a feel if that client or potential client meets the minimum requirements for me, which would be to have a great vision for where they want to go, and they will let nothing stand in their way. And I also give them enough of me so they understand if I am the right coach to work with them. That's important also. There has to be a mutual agreement that we're perfect for each other.
What are your well-defined products or services?
My service is simple. Product other than the book, which goes in my service, my service is to accelerate someone's experience in this life. And again, my target is entrepreneurs.
Why someone should buy from you?
As far as I've seen, and I've seen a lot, I am the best facilitator of the process I work with that I've ever met. So I am an outstanding coach, and I haven't found anyone better.
How do you crush your competition?
That is from the successes of my clients, which are absolutely amazing. When I sit and talk with my clients, especially ones I've been working with for years and years, I get goosebumps, Siddique, from what they have created, the companies they've created, the lifestyles they've created, the wealth they've created, the happiness they've created. That's how I crush my competition, because my success rate is well over 99%.
99%?
That is correct.
How do you handle rejections?
By understanding that that person he or she is not rejecting me as a human. They're rejecting perhaps what I have to offer for them, and they're not ready to engage their own fears to release them to gain great things. So rejections don't bother me in the least.
How do you handle an angry client?
Interesting story. I've had one angry client in 22 years of having Elevations Unlimited. And I handled that client by speaking with them and rearranging my process so it more melded with her process of understanding. And we came to an agreement to restart the process. And that angry client is now one of my raving fans.
How do you deliver a 5-star client experience?
I think it's from continuously updating and allowing the client to drive their own experience. I'm like a tour guide. I lead people down a path, but I don't tell them whether to go left or right at the fork in the path. So they decide. It's all upon them, their experiences, their visions, their values as to where they go. That leads someone to creating their own 5-star client experience. I allow that to transpire without pushing myself on anybody. I don't believe in that.
How do you convert your clients into brand ambassadors?
Interestingly enough, part of their invoice includes them sending me 2 qualified referrals. So it's actually on my invoice to them. So not that I go knocking on their door, but I will ask, is there anyone else that that would profit from the experience of working with me? I think it's that most of the clients I work with do work with me over years, and their success allows them, well, when they talk of their success, that I become part of their success. So their clients then become brand ambassadors.
Wonderful. We are about to move into lightning round. That means quick question and quick answer. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
What are you grateful for today?
I'm grateful for being here. I'm grateful for being healthy.
How do you start your day?
I start my day by literally jumping out of bed and eating breakfast every day.
How young are you?
I am 65 years young, Siddique.
Alan, you are not 65, you are 18 years old with 47 years experience.
That is correct. Thank you for reminding me of that.
What you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be in my place in the mountains and having a great and easy path for people to knock on my door to get help.
What is your plan to achieve your goal?
I plan on maintaining the pace I have and using my book as a greater entree by doing more podcasts such as this and speaking engagements.
How will you feel in case you don't achieve your goal?
In a lot of ways, Siddique, when I go back to that time when I was laying in bed all those months, I've actually achieved my goal and my goals. Now, they've expanded since that time. And if I don't, my life has been brilliant. So I'm happy.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
Well, I've got experience in more than one time. I've had 14 major surgeries, and here I am. I'm still very active. So I understand how to overcome challenges, pain, rejection. I've been married twice and divorced twice. So I know how to overcome those sort of challenges as well.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
Get off your ass and go do it right now. Do not wait. That would be the advice.
Once you have a revenue-generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
It's interesting. My significant other is more than on board with what I do and how I do it. So I literally don't have to convince her. She's willing to accept, what I suggest.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
I have a number of living mentors, but I'm going to have to give my original coach, David Herdlinger, who's had a great impact on me. In fact, my coaching methodology is very, very similar to his.
Why being impactful is important to you?
I think that we're here to have an impact in the world. I think we all have a purpose. My purpose is to elevate the people around me, everyone I meet, in person or otherwise. It's my role to help elevate the consciousness of everyone on this planet.
What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for helping, for being someone who was critically involved in an individual's life and helping them achieve, again, what they envisioned.
How can we support you?
We can support by going to the website, buying a book, beginning a conversation. I think that's it, Siddique. Once we have a conversation, again, my role is to help elevate that individual, whether we work together or not, much like you do, Siddique. So thank you.
We are about to wrap up. I like to have a few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here's my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
It was magical, Siddique. I really thank you for having the questions prepared in advance so that I had a little bit of time to think about it, although I could do it extemporaneously as well. But, I enjoyed my original conversation with you, and I look forward to many more. Thank you.
What would you say as a final word?
I'm grateful for being here. I hope you look at what I have to offer and what Siddique has to offer. Because he is a very talented gentleman, and I absolutely love what he does.
Thank you so much, Alan, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.